I hope we haven't. Okay, recording. See
no, I just started the recording.
Okay, thank you. Holy cow! That was like a.
No, I was saying.
Right
I was saying the last time I talked to the life coaches who are going to be in Florida, I literally had to sneak out the back of my house and I talked to her in the driveway barefoot at 32 degrees.
Oh my God!
And the kids found me like 10 minutes later. Like, why are you out here barefoot? I'm like, because
they always find you.
They do.
Tracy, you have not met Kelly yet, who just jumped on.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Kelly?
Hi,
Yep.
Kelly.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you. I'm Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
So I was just saying, you have not met Tracy yet, Kelly. Tracy is my coach. She was also my boss 10 years ago, right? Was it 10?
11
years ago, when she was 18. Isn't that crazy? And Tracy and I reconnected 2.5 years ago, and that's, well, a little before that, but from a coaching standpoint, 2.5 years ago. And Kelly actually is the most recent. She joined for a November challenge group, has lost at least 15 pounds. I mean, she lost 15 pounds in like a month. Her body responded so well to the 21-day fix.
That is so awesome.
And she's, and like, I was like, hey, have you thought about coaching? She's like, yeah, actually I've done my own research on the comp plan already. Like she had like looked into it all. So, she quickly was like, I want to get the discount and I also want to see about the business. You know, Lauren from past challenge groups, discount coach for a long time, has now made the shift to actually start sharing the business. And Amber is right in between the two. She started in April of last year, also got, all three of them got dramatic results as challengers, and then obviously have been paying it forward since. So guys, just so you know, Tracy asked to do, she's not doing one-on-one calls as much anymore because her organization has gotten so big, which is awesome. And we're all part of it. And so for my one-on-one call, I wanted to include the three of you because so many of my goals this year revolve around making the three of you successful and other coaches that will join our team in 19. And so I wanted Tracy to get to know all of you, get familiar with our team, and also give us some good guidance on what we should be thinking about, where our focus should be short term in 19, and then also longer term in 19. So thank you for carving out time this morning, Tracy, and thank the three of you. I know we're all different time zones and all over the place. So cool.
Yes. Awesome. Well, part of my gratitude journaling this morning was like rocking it out with you guys because Alicia is someone who like fuels my soul with energy. I absolutely love it. So you guys are in really good hands. There's nothing I'm going to probably tell you that Alicia hasn't already talked to you guys about. The only difference is I've been doing this longer than anyone on the phone. So I can share with you like what's worked, what hasn't worked. But what I thought we could do today is just kind of get the ball rolling for each of you to think through what you want 2019 to look like. And that's usually very broad, and every single brain type and every single personality type is going to write down different things. So I wanted to give you guys some specifics that I'm actually going to share with our entire team. And then when you have your individual pieces done, you guys can come together as a team and see how that fits into your team goals. So no matter how long you've been coaching or discount coaching or what have you, one of the coolest things that I love about Beachbody is, yes, we get to change lives. Yes, we get to help women feel better, women or men feel better in their bodies. But what I love about it is that each of your individual successes propels Alicia's team success. But all of Alicia's success also is a direct impact on you guys. And so what that basically means is every single challenge pack you sell, Alicia gets the volume on that, but also every single time Alicia is adding coaches to the same leg that you are on, you're getting volume from Alicia. So you guys are in great hands because if you look at our entire team, Alicia is in the top 3 in terms of top producers. And you want to be part of, if you want to be a growing coach, you want a coach who is also growing, right? You don't want to be stuck in what I call like a dark hole, a black hole. And not to mention, here's the best part, is that when Amber hits diamond, and when Lauren hits diamond, and when Kelly hits diamond, and I see Stephanie just joined, when she hits diamond, then Alicia's team goes from 2-star to 3-star to 4-star, and you contribute. That's an amazing feeling to do that. And it's one thing that like my coach did not coach for the first 2 years that I was a coach. So when I hit diamond, there was no, oh, our team is 1-star. Our team is, there was none of that. And it sort of felt a little bit isolated. So the fact that you've got a growing coach and the fact that you can contribute to team goals, it's awesome to be part of something bigger than yourselves. And then as you guys are recruiting coaches, they're excited because they're joining a team that's growing. No one wants to join a team that's sort of sitting there. You want to join a team that's going to push you out of your comfort zone, because when that happens, you push yourself out of your comfort zone in all areas of your life, and that's pretty awesome. So those are my initial thoughts. But for thinking through 2019, you guys have all had your own personal transformations, right? Is everyone on the phone doing T20?
Not everybody is going to.
Okay. If you're not doing T20, do you have a plan just from a schedule standpoint on your own personal fitness?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I'm really big on making sure that all of us have a fitness schedule we're following, because when you're not following a fitness schedule, then your emotions are dictating your actions. And when you do have a fitness schedule, you're following it, and then your momentum is created because you're following a schedule, and you're actually doing workouts that you probably wouldn't necessarily do if you wanted to do them, right?
You can ask Alicia. I'm obsessed. Before my workout's even done, like halfway through the program, I'm like, oh, what am I doing next?
I know. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. And you want to make sure your challengers do the same. Like I actually did Asylum 1.0 strength, and I saw it this morning, and I was like 50 minutes. And I've already gone back to like the fact that I love these 20-minute workouts. I'm like 50 minutes. But here's the thing. I've been coaching almost for 5 years. I've never done Asylum Volume 1 strength before, but it was on my schedule for today. And it was freaking hard. And I felt like a rock star when it was done. And I was like, that's why I love a schedule. That's why I love a schedule. And I never picked that on my own. Oh, it's Friday morning during break with all 4 kids at home. Let me do a 50-minute workout. That would have never happened.
Tracy, one of the things I just want to add to that too is I have not given them or shown them like the calendars that you shared with us yet, the business planning ones. But one of the things that is going to be important as we do one-on-one calls, guys, is literally carving out like I like a paper calendar. And just, okay, I'm going to start Transform 20 here. It's 6 weeks long. That's going to take me until whatever it is, end of February. What am I doing March? Okay, well, 21 Day Fix is coming out with their 5-year kind of relaunch, which is going to be all brand new workouts. You're going to get a whole new wave of people that did the DVDs in the past that are going to want to join. So, yep, there's a calendar. Probably makes sense to do 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix Extreme once, maybe twice, since it's only 21 days long. So there is going to be some business thought, or there should be some business thought in your workouts versus I just really like this program. Let me do that. Now, you also have to like the program. There's so much out there. Like Tracy's been vocal. She's not a big Shift Shop fan. I've actually never even done Shift Shop. So you don't hear me talk about it. You don't hear me promote it because it would probably be a little inauthentic, So for me, Core de Force was that way. Some people love it. I like it a little bit to kind of supplement, but that's not a program that I'm going to say, let me just fill in these 21 days with that. So I do think there has to be a sweet spot between a workout that you connect to, but also a workout that makes sense for that particular time of year.
Totally.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I just wanted to add that while we were talking about
That's why
workouts.
I always run it by you, because you've always thrown out ideas, because I guess I haven't looked that far ahead as far as what is being released, but that does make sense from a marketing standpoint to do it that way.
Totally.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect you to know that yet, which is why I want to make sure that you guys get these calendars. And that's something that we'll talk about on team pages and on Tracy's team page as well. You'll start seeing some kind of highlights of what's to come to start kind of reverse engineering that.
I think those calendars are in Faithfully Fit Central. Like the ones,
Probably.
like there are these calendars, and it shows you, it's a Beachbody calendar actually, and it shows like the Portion Fix program launch is coming out March 4th. So if you know it's coming out March 4th, you want to be doing definitely some autumn stuff for the month of February.
Oh, it's March?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was later than that. Okay, good. That's good to know.
Yeah, the Portion Fix. Well, and it's going to be like all certification for Portion Fix as well, like we had for 2B Mindset. But those calendars are awesome because there's also a new consumable coming out in April. And you're right, Alicia, the test group for 21 Day Fix anniversary is on April 1st. But the Portion Fix program launch where people can actually start their Portion Fix eating is in March.
Got it. And Kelly, like that could be something for you. You had such great results. Like you could literally just do autumn between now and that.
Yes.
Right? Like that would be an authentic and also strategic strategy for you.
Yeah.
Yes. And one thing I just want to add, because this can be a discouragement for brand new coaches, is 21 Day Fix is about to have their 5-year anniversary. So it is very difficult to find people, especially if you're kind of out on social media, who have never done 21 Day Fix. Like it's a lot of people have done it. But what I'm finding is that, you know, it was hard to be a coach 2 years ago for reasons that we can talk about in another time. Like the company was shifting away from DVDs to streaming. There were coaches that were jumping to go to other MLMs. So the fact of the matter is that a lot of coaches that were around initially for the 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix Extreme launch are no longer coaching anymore. So what I'm finding is that there's these brand new people that know about Beachbody. They've tried Shakeology. Maybe they lost 30 pounds with 21 Day Fix. And now they're like, yeah, I've gained now another 50 pounds on top of what I've lost. My coach isn't coaching anymore. But what are you going to do differently than what my old coach did? And so that's where going into 2019 on how you're going to market yourself as a coach, that's where you have to be really clear on what's going to make you different than some of these coaches that just did it for like the quick fix when 21 Day Fix was launched and they just wanted to be a coach to like bank for that launch of that program and now they're out. Make sense? But a lot of times coaches will be like, brand new coaches will be like, oh, I'm reaching out to all these people and they've already done the 21 Day Fix. Don't let that discourage you, right? Because you're not selling the 21 Day Fix. You're selling the fact that you are Kelly and you just lost 15 pounds on it. And here's how you're going to help them. And here's what worked for you. And here's what makes you different as a coach. And Alicia will help you kind of put all that together.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Kelly is not in, Kelly or Stephanie, they're not in Faithfully Fit yet because they haven't started the training yet, but Amber and Lauren are. So what I'll do is I'll get you guys the calendars now. And then as you start training, we'll add you to that team page as well.
You can also just add them in, Alicia.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just add them in. Before we hang up, I'll just make you an admin of Faithfully Fit Central, and that way you can just add your people.
Okay, perfect.
If they're on a call right now, I have a feeling they'll be in Faithfully Fit Academy. So,
yes.
Okay. All right. So, Alicia, hang on. Make admin. Okay. You're an admin.
Great.
Okay. So, 2019. Oh, before I move on to 2019, and you guys may have already done some of this as a team or maybe not, but one of the things that completely inspires me, have you guys all read Girl Wash Your Face?
In the midst of it.
Stephanie has.
It's amazing. Yep.
Cool.
Yep, I have.
So Rachel Hollis has a podcast. She's got a couple. Do y'all listen to that?
I haven't yet.
Okay. One of the things that she talks about is being like one of the hugest attributes to the fact that her book sold 2 million copies when her goal was to sell 100,000 is that she never stopped talking about her book. Right? So you hear a lot of different authors that will talk about their book maybe for a couple of weeks or maybe a month or two or maybe during their book tour, and then they stop talking about their book. And she talks about like her background is marketing. She used to be a food blogger, right? She used to people used to follow her because of like what her meatloaf tasted like. It's super funny to hear her tell the story. And then as she started talking about other things, she started paying attention to what her followers wanted to hear her talk about, and that's how she became her host. So with that in mind, you got to remember that we as coaches sometimes get so wrapped up and worried that if we keep talking about a challenge group, or if we keep talking about joining our team for coaching, that people that follow us on social media are going to get annoyed because we keep talking about the same thing. And the fact of the matter is that it's our job to be creative and to create different ways to keep talking about what we are selling, basically. And you're selling yourself. So if you have not gone through Faithfully Fit Central, part of the Faithfully Fit Academy, part of that exercise is going to be like, what are 10 things about you that make you unique and different? And then are those things that you're going to want to market, right? Are you a foodie? Are you a dog person? Are you, a busy mom of 4? Are you, a boy mom? Are you, about to get married? Are you a bride girl? Are you a traveler, right? There's just a bazillion things. Are you a wine drinker? So you can tie those things into how you're sort of selling Beachbody. And again, you'll learn how to do that. It's nothing we can tell you in a 20-minute call, but you'll learn how to do that. And why that is important to know is because this is what I'm doing for an exercise to get myself ready for 2019. It's 3 things. I'm focusing on what do I want to accomplish personally in my life, period. Because Beachbody always sort of helps me tie in my personal goals. Like the littlest things from like organizing 4 baby books that literally are just in a junk drawer right now to like, wanting to travel with my husband without kids and with kids, and specifically where are we going to go, right? So your personal stuff. What do you want to accomplish personally in 2019? 2, what do you want to market on social media? What is it that you're going to focus on marketing? For me, it's going to be at the end of 2019 is having 12 brand new successful coaches. They can be emeralds, they can be diamonds, but basically people that join and stick with it. Because in my past, I've attracted people, I think, that realize that coaching is not as easy as they thought it was going to be, and they don't stick with it. And I need to set the expectation ahead of time with people that are joining my team that, like, listen, it's an amazing community. The women are going to make you better, but you have to work. You have to work at this job. It's even if you want it to be a side hustle and pay for vacations, you have to be willing to put the time in. It's not this magical cookie where you do one post and all of a sudden you're Success Club 6. It takes work. So what do I want to market? I need to get really creative on how to talk about coaching. And so going back to Rachel Hollis's example of her book, she's like, if you look at my Instagram feed, you will see a manicured hand, putting my hand on Girl Wash Your Face, me looking pretty, holding Girl Wash Your Face, someone else reading Girl Wash Your Face, a quote from Girl Wash Your Face. She just doesn't stop talking about it, but she figures out different ways to talk about it. So for me, it's like, how do I figure out different ways to keep talking about coaching? And the fact is that you have to present something 12 times to someone on social media before it even registers with their brain that they can get it from you. Before it registers with their brain that they can do 21 Day Fix with you as your coach, or before it registers with their brain that they can join Alicia's team and actually do a retreat that Alicia's going to do for her team at the end of the year, or that they can actually buy a step from you to do Transform 20. It takes 12 times of Amber sitting next to her Christmas tree doing Transform 20, 12 live videos before people are like, oh, maybe I can join Amber and do Transform 20, 12 times. So point 2 is, what are you going to market? So what are you going to do personally? What are you going to market on social media? And then what are you personally going to create, right? Are you going to create a team? Are you going to create a blog? Are you going to create a PDF recipe book that you give away for free, which is a conversation starter? I think I'm going to create a devotional, like a devotional for a busy mom. What can I create that sort of aligns with what is important to me? And then when I know what those things are for 2019, I can set goals around it, right? And in order to know what those 3 things are, I have to know what it is that I want to be known for on my social media feed, right? Sort of all ties together. Does that make sense to you guys?
No, yeah.
So I think that that's a really good exercise for each individual to do, because then when you have a one-on-one with Alicia, you can talk about it. And then when Alicia's had all of her one-on-ones with you guys, you can have a team call. And for instance, if one of you guys wants to create a team, and that means you becoming a 2-star diamond by the end of the year, then Alicia knows that for her team, she can count on you as a diamond, so that she knows, okay, I've got Mike and I've got my mom. Who else has a goal of being a diamond? And if you're going to draw a line in the sand and say, here are my goals, and if I'm going to hit these, that means I definitely need to be at least a diamond coach. That's how it contributes to your whole team goal. Because now Alicia says, okay, we're going to go for 5-star because 3 of you have said that you want to be diamond. So then you've got more stake in the game, right? You've got more stake in the game because you're making the commitment to yourself, but now you're also making the commitment to your team, because now Alicia's creating goals around you guys. And that's what brings the synergy together, that everything that we all do impacts each other, which is pretty cool, because it really creates that atmosphere where you all want to see each other do better. And that's the kind of culture that everybody wants to be a part of. Those are my thoughts. Yeah.
Thank you. One of the things I wanted to do too, just while I have you guys on the phone, is share my goals, just to piggyback on what Tracy just said. And I don't want this to come across as self-serving, because I think once you hear the goals, you'll realize that so many of them involve you guys. And one of the things you've probably heard people do, but like, is pick a word of the year or focus word. My sister-in-law is in labor right now. It's her birthday and she's having a boy. I'm like waiting for the text any second.
Amazing. What a great birthday gift.
I know. So I sent you guys those planners, the LP. Tracy has one. I hope that you got yours, Kelly.
I didn't.
Okay. You didn't?
You're going to love it. You don't need it until the 1st.
I know, but I sent it before Christmas. That's really weird. So,
well, Jersey, PA, they're so far away.
I know. Gosh, there's like
to like Michigan and then come to PA. I don't know.
All right. Well, I did send it media mail because it's cheaper. So maybe really on its way. But Lauren got hers in like overnight in New York. So anyway, point being, she is super spiritual and has like this prayer board with everybody and their word. And she's going to just help, kind of focus her prayers on people and their words, which I think is awesome. So it kind of forced me to think about my word ahead of time because she was going into labor. And I went back and forth with a couple words, but my word for the year is shepherd, which is interesting for me because I think it feels a little like biblical in the sense, but that's like where I have heard it first. But the meaning behind it for me is last year I felt was very much about me and my transition away from corporate America and my success and Success Club points and getting to a point where I felt like I could set myself up to have, a team building year in 19. But I know with a ton of certainty that I cannot grow my business and this team in a way without focusing on your goals more than I have, which I think is timed really well because a lot of you are just kind of getting your footing within coaching anyway. So for me, I want to be a guide for all of you, all of my challengers, all of my future coaches and customers. I really want to be a better guide and leader and shepherd for you towards whatever you want. Like that's what gets me fired up. That's what I loved in corporate America. And that's what I know is going to keep my cup filled going into 19 and beyond. And so to Tracy's point, I want your honesty around the goals you have. And I also want you to feel comfortable to say, hey, like I want to be diamond, but I'm not quite sure when, or I don't know if I want to be diamond. Emerald sounds good for me. Like there's no wrong answer, but I think it's my obligation, or I know it's my obligation. If you say I want to be diamond by March 31st, I need to say, okay, well, here's what you have to do. And also, hey, by the way, Kelly, you're not doing that. Like, do you want me to remind you, or do you want me to just like be a more hands-off coach? And I put a post up, if you guys saw, for this 90-day like group that I'm doing. And I've got a lot of behind the scenes interest, and that is going to be I'm running it through Facebook. And it's like I'm signing everyone up as coaches. I'm demanding a 90-day commitment. And it's going to be like daily posts on, they may be in a challenge group as well, but it is like track your food. You have to check in every day. Like otherwise you can't be a part of the group. So that's an example of me trying to be more hands-on with my coaching, which you'll also see hopefully trickle into a challenge group. But I just want to give you some background onto that post. But some of my goals this year, most of which are Beachbody related, but also personal. So I want to be a 5-star team coming into Summit, which is in July. And I've talked to most of you about Summit already, and you'll hear more and more of that come. But that is our annual convention. Last year, Tracy, I think, was it 25,000 people or something to that extent? It was
19,000. But this year with Rachel Hollis, they're expecting 35 to 40,000.
Yeah. So Rachel Hollis is the speaker. I was talking to Stephanie about this. The tickets for Summit, if you pay on your own, are between 145 and I think closer to the date, it's maybe like 195 or something. But like I'd pay that. In fact, I am paying more than that to see Rachel Hollis in June. But that piece alone is going to be amazing. But Summit is a great mid-year kind of live event for our business where you can, I think, look back on what you've done the first half of the year, regroup for what you're going to do moving forward. But that is also a kind of a natural benchmark for goals for me this year. So 5-star team by Summit. My goal is to have at least 5 team members there from this team, some of which are not on the call yet. I want to be also by that time a published author, just in case Rachel Hollis is looking for a book to read on her flight home. I want to give her mine. I'm going to find a way to get her that. I don't know how, but I've been talking about writing a book since I graduated from college, which was now a long time ago. And my whole idea was to write the book within 5 years after I graduated. So I have a fresh graduate perspective. I have to change that because I'm not a fresh graduate anymore. But I am absolutely going to have this book written by Summit as well. And it will be published. Even if I take it to Staples and like put a little spiral binding on it, it will be published. I want to be featured on the National Wake Up Call this year. I don't know what my topic will be. I'm hoping it's something about how to build a badass team with ridiculous success. So again, I'm going to need your help there. I want to personally make $50,000 and I want you all to match me there. So I want to make $50,000, but I want to help this team make $50,000. So if that's each of you making 10 grand, if that's someone making 20, and so, you know what I mean? I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I actually want that to be my goal all the time, is that my income is either equal or less than the income of my team. 500 invites to the coaching opportunity, not just like be a coach so you get your discount on Shakeology. I'm talking like 500, like this is a business. Would you like to join? I want to complete 5 workout programs, start to finish, with before and afters, because that's something I did not do well this year with like my own personal transformations. I want to be an elite coach this year, and we'll talk more about what elite means and how we can all contribute to that as a team. Live power hours weekly with the team, which we'll talk about more on the team page. And then at a minimum, hosting a monthly opportunity call for coaching, which I don't think they're as good as one-on-one calls with people. All 4 of you were conversations that I had not on a big general call, but I do think that me having calls and being forced to get great at delivering them is only going to help with attracting coaches and building a team long-term. So those are some of my goals. And Mike and I are actually, we got a babysitter for tomorrow for Sunday for 4 hours to go like do some serious like 2019 planning for our family. So I will come back to you with some goals on that. But yeah, so that's a lot. I'm like fired up. I'm like, I didn't want Christmas to end and I didn't want to rush the holidays, but I am like ready for January. I don't know. I'm feeling really good about next year. So
love it.
Yeah.
So any questions about those goals or any of your own goals that you have that may overlap any of that?
I want to be Emerald. I want to try and do it like sooner than later.
Let's do it.
Working on it.
Let's do it. Yeah, I think that's an awesome short-term goal for you, Kelly. And I think you'll get there a little quicker than you realize and then go, okay, now what? But for sure. I know that's something we talked about last month and earlier this month. And so I think it's a great goal for January.
Yes.
I was going to say it's a great goal to be accomplished by January 1. You can do it this weekend. Become Emerald this weekend.
I've got people in the works right now, so.
Amazing.
Yeah, I posted something on our team page about the importance of getting to Emerald and the choice to get to Emerald, Tracy. And so Stephanie hasn't watched it yet, but I think Lauren, Amber, and Kelly have. And so Lauren and Amber are Emeralds right now. And Kelly's husband, she's going to get signed up at some point, but we're trying to time it when it makes sense for her and someone else. So already talking about that, which is great. So
love it.
Amber's got some goals too that she shared. I don't know if you want to, I know you're driving, so don't look at the phone. We can hear you.
Well, Tracy, how you said it, I don't remember. You would say, instead of calling yourself Emerald, you start saying you are a 2-star diamond. Kind of just, you have to visualize yourself. That's kind of where I am. So every time I get on one of these calls, like something different is like the light bulb's going off for me. And like, especially with the professional development, I've never read those books before. So there's like a lot of things. And my degree, I mean, I have an MBA and I have my undergrads in business management. So this is stuff I thrive on and what I haven't been getting from my job, my whatever 8 to 5 job, whatever you want to call it. But right now I think I'm like putting a lot of different, I'm afraid to do it because I'm afraid I'm going to fail somebody, because I think I'm like almost trying to be too perfect about it. And that's what I have to kind of remove right now, is kind of like stop thinking that you have to do this so perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally.
My goals are definitely to be a 2-star diamond. I actually did the past 2 days. I've done the T25 with my little sister in the basement at my parents' house on DVD. And today I did the stretch and everything else, and then it turned to Summit, and I was like watching Summit. I'm like, but what's so hard is my husband's job is, it's not regular. Like, the hours aren't normal, and he can get called to a rig at any time. So that's what's hard. But it does help that I have a teenager. So it's still a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta, I remember I coached for 7 months before I actually made the investment in Summit. And I always looked at it as an investment. At the time I had a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old and 2 kids in between. And it was like flying parents up or getting a babysitter to cover my parents. I mean, it was an investment, because it's one thing for my, I did not earn a ticket to Summit. So I had to pay for that. I had to pay for my hotel. I had to pay for my airfare. And then I was also paying for babysitters or parents to fly up. So it's always been an investment to me. And so I know myself well enough. That's why personal development is important for you guys to know yourself well enough. I perform when I have skin in the game. So when I make an investment in something, I do better. If I tell, somebody on my team that I'm going to do this or that and it impacts them, I do better, right? I always do better when I put my goals out on social media. Like, skin in the game is one of the things that motivates me. But I always look at anything we do Beachbody wise, like if you're signing up a spouse, a boyfriend, a mom, if you're going to Summit, if you're coming to a retreat, if you're going to a Success Club Super Saturday and you have to drive 4 hours, it's all an investment. And then it's your job to get with your coach, if you don't have a background in marketing, and figure out, how do I take this investment and turn it into something that's going to reap rewards back for me? How do I share it so that I'm able to get this money back? And some things have taken me a while to get my return on investment, but they always come back. So yes, you'll get to that point if Summit is right for you. And it's pretty awesome, regardless of what your choice is, whether you go to Summit or not. It's just awesome to have closure and get to your point on what makes sense for you, your goals, and your family, you know?
Right. I did go to, back in the day, I sold Plexus, and at the very beginning, and I did go to their convention, their annual convention, and it is definitely like exciting, and I mean, you just get really pumped about it, and you do learn more of the ins and outs of the business. So it's definitely something worthy of going to.
For sure. That and just the quality time that you get with your team is pretty incredible, right? Because when it comes down to it, like, there are definitely days where it doesn't feel, nothing feels sexy about the job, but it's like, I love who I work with. I love these Zoom calls. I love my saw being sharpened by people like you guys on the phone, because if I wasn't doing this, what would be sharpening my saw? You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't doing this, would I be as invested in personal development? If I wasn't doing this, would I be as accountable to my own workouts? It's like, you're going to get to points in your career all the time that you're like, should I be coaching? Should I be coaching? Should I be coaching? It's normal. Like, I just had a phase of it in December. Not like I was going to throw in the towel, but I'm like, okay, should I be investing this much time into coaching for 2019? And the answer is yes. But you have to, it's normal. It's healthy to go through, like, is this serving my family well? Is this serving me well? Is this making me better for my family? And as long as the answer stays yes, I'll always be coaching. If the answer ever turns to no, right? We always work this job around our families. That doesn't mean we're not going to make sacrifices, because it is a job. Doesn't mean that, like, my kids have gone out with Stefan on a Saturday while I've stayed home to work while I got my business up and running. But you do get to a point where then you can choose when you want to work. You know, I love seeing that Alicia had, you know, throwing up going on right before Christmas. That's not what I love to see. But she was like, actually, I don't need to work today. I don't have to work today. She was already at Success Club 18 or something, or 12. I don't know. She was already hit her goal. She didn't have to work. She could lay on the couch and watch TV and snuggle sick kids. And having that option is pretty freaking incredible.
Yeah.
So that word, option, that was the word that Tracy used with me. She asked me to coach, like, we found the old Facebook thread. It was funny. It was like, I mean, it was like, I was getting bags of Shakeology. I didn't even know where they were getting shipped to an old address in Long Island. Like,
He wasn't even drinking them. Okay.
I was like, am I still getting the Shakeology? Wait, what's going on? And then I got pregnant again. And then it ended up obviously like, oh, I can drink this while I'm pregnant or nursing. And that was pretty cool. And then, you know, and now we're here. But what stuck with me was, I don't know if this is going to make sense for you right now, but I just want you to have the option. And I think for a lot of people, you don't have to want to leave your day job, right? Like I did, but you know, I'm in a position like, if I didn't have Beachbody, that would have still probably been the right decision for our family. So the fact that everyone's like, how's it been going? Like, since you've been home, I think the only reason why it's going so well is that I have this and I feel like I have work. And it's about 20 hours. Like I look at it and I've been doing the math and like, yes, I'll respond to a text here and there. And so it is probably a little more than 20 hours, but it's about 20 hours a week that I put in, which is perfect for where we are now. And you know, you have to think about this year and the input that you're putting in now, but you know, this has been 2.5, almost, it'll be 3 years in August. And it's like, all right, well, for 3 years, like where I'm going to be at year 3 really was dictated by a lot of what I did in year 1. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that, you know, you have to be thinking 3 years ahead, but there's no way that I'd be able to spout off some goals like this and goals for 2021 and 2025 that I have without saying, yeah, let me see about this coaching thing 2.5 years ago, you know? So I think that it's important to focus on now and can I put in the time now, but also knowing that some of the time I put in now will pay off later. And sometimes that's really hard. You're like, did I just volunteer all month? Like I put in all this work. I didn't sell one Success Club. Or I didn't sell one challenge pack. Like, am I volunteering? And I had to, in my head, go, this is my volunteer work. Literally. If someone feels better from my posts or decides to eat a salad instead of a burger or decides to like pick up a book that I recommended from one of my posts but doesn't buy anything, like I added value, and I had to feel good about that during the months where I felt like I wasn't getting the appropriate return on my investment. But then, I mean, these conversations I'm having with people right now, no one has said, hey, it's the first post I've seen from you and I'm interested. These are people that have now told me, gosh, I've seen your post all this time. Or, you know, that post you said back in the summer about this? I'm like, I forgot about that post. They're like, that stuck with me, but I'm ready to do something now. And so you have to have a little bit of faith, and sometimes a lot of faith, that what you're doing now is making an impact, even if you don't see the direct Success Club points from it or commission checks. So if you have to treat it like a volunteer job sometimes, I think that's okay, because I've had to have that conversation with myself. But that's really important to me. Beachbody always comes second to your family. It does to Tracy's. It does to mine. There are times, like Mike's out with the kids right now, same thing. So I can buckle down and have this call. And then after this, I've got probably an hour's worth of some follow-up to do. But like, am I missing them? Yeah. Am I getting texts right now with pictures of them playing at this indoor play place? Yeah. But it's important for them to spend time with Mike. And it's important for me to spend time with you all to position my family for something great this year and beyond. So Lauren or Stephanie's at an airport right now. So I know she's got some background noise, but Lauren or Kelly, is there anything you want to add in terms of any goals you have or anything that stood out from this call just before we wrap up?
I think just that the point is that I need to sit and actually make some longer term goals. Or right now, like Don and I, my husband, like we have 3 kids, they're little, and we're both working full time. And we have never had, aside from going to like Ocean City, New Jersey, a family vacation. So one of our things is like, we wanted to do Disney, and we said when they were younger, oh, we'll do Disney, you know, when they're like 8 and 9, and now my oldest one is 10, and so we still have not gone yet. So it's kind of like we have to figure out a way, like I need to get a little bit more side hustle going on with this so we can squirrel away some money so we can have that whole family, just that family vacation that we have always been planning for, hoping for, but just monetarily we just didn't have enough cash flow going on for. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like that's where my head is for goals. But I think I have to do some short-term goals, like Emerald for January, but then moving forward too from there, because it's like, yeah, great, I made that, but now like I want more. I told you I'm competitive. I'm competitive myself. I'm competitive with other people, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
No,
Not at all. No.
Yeah. So I think I need to also do like, you know, okay, 6 months from now, a year from now, you know, a little beyond that even. And just revisiting, like my family is asking a ton about Beachbody. Like, what are you doing? Like, I haven't seen my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and just got together for like our Christmas yesterday. And they both were like, you look amazing. I'm like, thanks. So I'm filling them in. I'm giving them the spiel, like the ins and outs of everything. So like we have kind of a similar friend pool and stuff, and I know that they're going to probably talk too and stuff. So I wanted to give them like all the details about things, because in case somebody asks them like, hey, I saw your sister-in-law on Facebook. So I'm just trying to like network a little bit more. Like we talked about that too, Alicia, like a week ago, like making more friends. So I've been slowly like adding a couple of friends here and there and stuff. And
she has friends. She's talking about Facebook.
Love.
She has friends.
Yes. Love.
I have
Not like
friends.
going up to random people at the supermarket. Will you be my friends?
Love it. I love it.
I would do that, but they might kick me out of the store. Yeah.
But Kelly, how cool would it be? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say how, like, print up Mickey Mouse and throw Mickey Mouse on your refrigerator. And
Yeah.
we've gone to Turks and Caicos twice as a family, 2 times. My Beachbody money is paid for both of them, all-inclusive trips. And what's really cool about paying for vacations with your Beachbody money is that it connects it for your kids. So for times like when Alicia's working and Mike's got the kids out, and that might be the situation in your family, it's like, well, do you remember that vacation that we took? Do you want to do those vacations again? Then mommy has to take 2 hours on a Saturday. So it's just kind of cool to be able to tie it into your family. I think I just got goosebumps. That's such an awesome goal. And you can get to Disney and stay at a 5-star resort.
Yeah. Hope so. We're working towards it.
Yeah.
We're working towards it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, price out that vacation, like sparing no expense. Like, I want to do all the overpriced meals with the characters. I want to fly there and go this time and stay at this hotel. And I would just think about why you're doing that. It would be the most amazing thing to hop on that plane and know that it didn't come from your salaries.
Yeah.
It came from there. And that is the motivating factor. And like, that's what I mean by like, selfishly, I would love to be a part of that somehow. Like, how cool. I want you to send me a postcard from Disney.
Right.
Like that is what gets me fired up. And that is completely possible this year. So let's play around with that, because that would be really cool. Lauren had to jump off. Steph, anything you want to add? I know you're the newest probably on this call. You're muted. Sorry. I don't know if you're talking.
I just unmuted her.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, that would help if I unmuted. No, I think everything sounds great. I had a couple of questions around like what were the live power hours and the national wake up call, but I can follow up with you after that. This was a great intro call just to get a sense of everyone's goals. I know we talked just briefly about mine. I've followed up with a couple of girlfriends who have said I've been looking skinny lately. And I said, well, I'm not skinny, I'm fit. There's a difference.
Right.
And so, yeah, I've kind of just like taken the compliments as an opportunity just to, again, like we talked about, I work from home. So I love the fact that I can do these exercises and they don't mess up my day, and I can stay on schedule with work. And even if I have, an hour break in between calls, I just get it done and it's easy. So that's been my selling point. It doesn't really feel like a selling point because it's just kind of how I've been fitting this into my life. So I'm excited. Definitely Summit is a goal of mine. But I don't think I have any other questions right now. Those were the only two. I was like, what's National Wake Up Call? And then you said live power hour. So those are my two things to ask you what those were.
So live power hours, we get a bunch of beers and shot glasses stuff, and every minute we put a song on. Did you not do that in college?
I figured it was like Myrtle Beach, like 2004. Yep, that's what I figured.
Yeah, we just did, only like Natty Ice. I don't know if that's okay with you, but that's my preferred. No, it's like we get on a call like this and we all work together virtually for an hour. So it's like, hey, the focus is follow-ups, or the focus is crafting a couple posts or your social media strategy for this week. It's just a way to feel like you're working together towards a common goal. And doing it live is nice because you don't feel like you're so alone, just kind of sitting in your bedroom doing this. And the National Wake Up Call is every Monday. One of the coaches in our network of coaches gets on and talks about a topic that they're especially good at, and they share. It's like usually 30 to 45 minutes. It depends on the call, but it's through a podcast or Facebook Live, both of which you can watch afterwards at your own convenience. But that is a good, that should be a non-negotiable for anyone that wants to grow a business, to do it as close to Monday as possible. But that could be something you listen to in the car while you're getting ready in the morning. It's awesome. So I hope to be featured on that at some point. I just don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah. I have a notebook that's for National Wake Up Call notes only. It's such, you just don't ever hang up without getting like a nugget of amazing info. So can't wait to write Alicia's name in there.
Yep. I'll be like, my coach Tracy told me all this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. It just all shares. We should all share it all together.
I know we're a little over time, so I want to be respectful and wrap up, but Tracy, my next steps, just so you know, with everyone here, is a formal one-on-one call around the topics that we had. So I'd like to try to get that done by the 7th, if all of your schedules allow, guys, just so we come into that first week of the challenge group. We have January 7th mixed challenge group kicking off. Kelly's going to help coach that, as well as Lauren. And Amber, you and I need to connect to see what you're going to do with T20. Amber's doing T20, but may not coach the T20 group. I think that's still to be decided. And then Kira and I, Tracy, are partnering up to do a Transform 20 only group on the 14th.
Awesome.
So we'll have two groups running. So before those groups kick off, I'd love to do a one-on-one with each of you to talk about some of the topics. So I'll send you guys an email to follow up just some takeaways that I have. And then we didn't hit on Super Saturday. I'm still trying to figure out what schedule is going to make sense. And Tracy, maybe you and I offline can talk about whether like that's happening or where. And then I want to find out about this retreat that I'm planning for next year.
Yeah, I've got it all scheduled for you.
All right, good, because I have actually been thinking about that, and would love to put some goals in place with you, Tracy, around what that would look like and how and why and where and all that stuff. So
yeah, for sure, we can talk about it. And the life coaches can be accessible for you. It'd be cool for you to do like a 1.0 with your team.
It'll be awesome.
Super awesome. The two last thoughts I had was you might want to invite Brandy Truex to come on a team call. She runs the best power hours I've ever been on in my life, and I've been on a lot of them. Have you ever done one with her?
You know what? I did, but I didn't know what to expect. So I came on just to invite all these people, and she's like, "Oh no, this is how we do it." So
yes, super structured.
Yes,
super structured, but you get a lot done. So anyways, that was my thought, because her power hours rock my world, and I love it when she runs them because she's just got that Brandy flair that she brings to it.
Yeah.
And the last thought was with your summit goals, just make sure that you're going into the FAQ, because to be 5-star by summit means you have to be 5-star by a certain date, which is usually like 6 weeks before summit.
Yep.
Which means that technically your qualification has to start 6 weeks before
like
that.
April or maybe. Okay.
So those are just key dates as you're having one-on-ones with your team that will help you set some super aggressive goals.
Got it.
But you know what? It's been done on our team. There have been coaches that have hit diamond in 90 days, and there's other coaches in the network that have hit diamond in 30 days. So there's just depends on like how crazy you want to go for it. It's coaches that take 4 years to hit diamond. It's all personal preference.
Yeah, those are aggressive goals that I have for sure.
I love
it. But let's go for them.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Why not?
I don't want to go to that 5-star retreat alone.
No. It'd be way more fun if I was there.
Yeah, Phoenix. That's right, in Chris Russell's backyard.
Oh, good. That's going to be, we'll have to look them up while we're there.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt.
Stephanie
all right, well, thanks for letting me crash and talk with all of you. I loved meeting all of you guys at one time. I mean, I know I've met some of you before, but what a powerhouse group of girls. I love it.
Excited for next year.
Absolutely.
Tracy, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. I'll put this recording in like Facebook Messenger, and then you can put it in your team page.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.